Alright kids, today we're going to talk about early exploration and settlement. You're going to need to answer a couple questions. The first questions are, number one, why did Europeans settle in the English colonies? And two, how did their motivations influence their settlement patterns and the structure of the colonies? You need to write these down, so you might want to pause this. We're going to break the colonies into three sections. First, in the north, you have New England. Up north, New England is settled by Puritans who were seeking freedom from religious persecution. Those are Puritans. We also sometimes call them Pilgrims. Thanksgiving. On their way there, they took the boat called the Mayflower, and on board they formed the Mayflower Compact, which they agreed to make a covenant community. We'll talk about that in class. They, oddly enough, were oftentimes intolerant of other religions, but they weren't just there for religious freedom, although that was their main motivation. They also sought economic opportunity, and they practiced a form of direct democracy. Now, in the middle colonies, you have, this is mostly English, Dutch, German immigrants. They were looking for both religious freedom and economic opportunity. And in the south, the southern colonies, this is us. They were pretty much just looking for economic opportunities. Now, Virginia can actually be broken into two parts. In the eastern part, you had the rich people. These were the Cavaliers. That's right, like University of Virginia. They got land grants from the King of England, so these were rich people. They lived near the coast, and they go on to build the big plantations that we think of about the Old South. Now, the poor people had to go out west. Poor English immigrants went out west to the Shenandoah Valley, and they built shacks, and they oftentimes got killed by Indians. Jamestown is where it all began. In 1607, the Virginia Company of London built this little fort. It was the first permanent English settlement in North America, so you probably want to remember that. Jamestown also gave us the House of Burgesses. Now, this was the first elected assembly in the New World, and it's still in use. It is today known as the Virginia General Assembly. History. If you forget it, you're doomed to repeat it. Look at the Titanic there. It's very sad. Good night.